someone were to ask me, what is the most undertrained muscle? Aside from calves, I'd have to say the back. Now this answer would also hold true if someone asked, what is the most important muscle to train? The back is a major muscle group, so for it to be overlooked, it's missing a cornerstone of a foundation of a strong physique. The back provides stability throughout all lifts and is also one of the largest muscle groups on the body, so it helps contribute to that V-taper when well developed. For bodybuilders looking to develop a full physique, it's absolutely imperative. But for others who are simply looking to be stronger in powerlifting lifts, the back is active in every lift. This means that while it's one of the most undertrained muscle groups, it is in fact one of the most important if you're wanting to build a strong and well-rounded physique. So let's look at how the back works. The first muscle we're going to look at is the trapezius. We can break it into three parts: the middle trapezius, which is responsible for most rowing movements, the upper trapezius, which we use to shrug, and lastly the lower trapezius, which is used to depress the scapula downward. The best moves for the trapezius are going to be wider grip, keeping the elbows high, rowing either horizontally or vertically, focusing on pulling with the scapular and retracting the shoulder blades instead of twisting the body itself. Any movement that comes from high to low with external rotation of the shoulders will focus along the midline of the spine. Movements like the wide grip seated row work the midline or the middle part of the scapula, keeping the elbows high but contracting with the shoulder blades first. Now, movements like a low row, here seen on a machine, or simply doing a bent over low row with dumbbells, along with other exercises like shrugs, serve not only to hit the midsection of the back as well, but that upper part of the trap in conjunction with the back as a whole. Lastly, one-arm dumbbell rows, along with working the lats, will work that lower trapezius area. Let's look at the lat. Now, the lat is that large wing-like part of your back. It inserts down here at the bottom onto some fascia tissue by the spine. This part is going to be used when you do underhanded grip. It also inserts on the spine itself here towards the midline. When you keep your hands closer to your body with underhanded grip, this area is going to be targeted pretty heavily. Lastly, it has the outer insertion all the way over here. It's actually on the humerus. And this is that width factor. As your hands go wider and wider outside, this will be targeted more in isolation. Let's look at how the musculature in the back functions. Now, going back to the lower lat, it functions the best with an underhanded grip, as in a bicep curl, as seen here. Pulling the bar with an underhanded grip low down towards the belly button and squeezing at the top serves well to activate that lower insertion of the lat. Note that as you go overhand and your grip moves closer in, this will work more of the traps. Pulling from high to low with a narrow grip is going to work that lower area. Pulling from high to low with a wider grip will work the lateral humerus insertion of the lats. Lastly, using a rope pullover is a great way to hit the lat in its entirety, hitting the humeral aspect at the top and then squeezing and depressing the scapula downward with the lower lat at the bottom of the movement. So let's hop into this week's workout. Welcome to the basic back workout. Now, the workout plan I'll be showing you today is just a mock plan, and a lot of these exercises can be substituted for ones that you find suit you better. Remember that training is specific to the individual, and although these are great guiding principles and guidelines, there's many variables that come with each person. So starting off, I like to use, for all my days, a movement to stimulate the central nervous system. Going heavy on a one-arm dumbbell row is a great way to do that for the entire back, both the traps and the lats. And although you only see a 40 here, you can work all the way up into the hundreds. Next, I like to move into more of a hypertrophic focus. We'll be focusing on the lats in this portion, starting with a wide grip lat pull down to hit that humeral head of the lat, focusing on control and tempo throughout the entire movement. Then immediately supersetting it, underhanded lat pull downs. That's focusing more on that bottom. Next, we move into a low row. If you don't have this machine, you can achieve a similar effect using dumbbells. Here, pressing the elbows a little more out to the side instead of straight back, and pulling up with the shoulder blades using the levator scapula will help hit that upper back and upper trap area in conjunction with the midline of the spine. Supersetting this with a bent over barbell row is another great way to now hit and superset with a hypertrophic focus that upper back area, including the traps. Up next, our rope pull downs, superset with underhand rows, helps to hit the entire lat, focusing first on the full lat with the rope pullovers. Here, focusing on getting a good stretch and squeeze, holding it at the bottom and never losing tension throughout the lat. Not only does this stretch the fascia and the tissue, but it provides an amazing pump. Then, supersetting this immediately with an underhanded barbell row allows us to really focus on the lower insertion of those lats, and this will provide that larger wing-like focus, bringing in both the upper lat insertion and the lower lat insertion in one superset. I guarantee you, if you stick to this plan and the principles outlined in this video, then a wide, full, thick back is just around the corner waiting for you to show it off. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. We had a great time filming it, and I can't wait to do more just like this and create a big library of hopefully pretty informative films. So please hit that like button, feel free to share it, and I will see you guys in the next Back to Basics.